The neon haze of the Strip pulsed like a fever dream outside the floor-to-ceiling windows of our suite at the Bellagio. But inside, the world had cracked open. I woke to the soft rasp of Jordan's breath against my neck. His arms slung heavy across my chest like an anchor I never knew I needed. Sunlight sliced through the blackout curtains we'd forgotten to close, painting stripes of gold across his bare shoulder, the one dusted with faint freckles from too many summers on Lake Michigan beaches. My heart hammered, not from the whiskey or the blackjack losses we'd laughed off at dawn, but from the memory crashing back, his lips on mine, tentative at first, then hungry, like a dam breaking after years of holding steady. It started innocent enough, or so we told ourselves. Jordan Hayes, straight as the Chicago skyline, he'd clawed his way up, a corporate lawyer with a corner office and a string of ex-girlfriends who called him the safe bet. Golden boy from the Midwest, all broad shoulders and easy grins, the kind that made boardrooms bend and barstools empty. We'd been best friends since college at Northwestern, late-night cram sessions in the quad, him nursing a beer while I sketched logos on napkins, both of us dreaming bigger than Evanston's snow-swept streets. He was the one who pulled me out of my shell, dragging me to frat parties where I'd fake laughs and steal glances at the guys in the corner. I never said a word. Why ruin the one straight line in my messy queer life? Alex Rivera, 20, freelance graphic designer scraping by in a Brooklyn walk-up, the walls papered with rejection emails and half-finished mood boards. Mexican-American roots from L.A. But New York had sanded me down to a sharp edge, tattoos snaking up my ribs from a rebellious phase, dark curls that never quite tamed, eyes that saw too much in the shadows. I'd loved Jordan from afar. The ache buried under bro hugs and, dude, you're killing it texts. Straight until Vegas. We joked on the flight in. Him popping antacids for the bachelor party nerves, his sister's wedding. The reason we were here. Drowning regrets in free-flowing bourbon. The night blurred into chaos, slots chiming like false promises. The fountain show spraying mist that clung to our skin like sweat. We lost track after the third round of shots at the Cosmopolitan. Jordan's tie loosened, his laugh louder, freer without the suit jacket weighing him down. To bad decisions, he toasted, clinking glasses, his knee brushing mine under the high-top table. The air hummed with bass from the DJ booth, bodies grinding in the dim light, and for a second, his gaze lingered, blue eyes flickering with something unspoken. A crack in the armor. By 3 a.m., the suite spun. We'd stumbled back arm in arm, the hallway lights buzzing like angry hornets. One bed, he slurred, staring at the king like it was a battlefield. The hotel had upgraded us after the mix-up, but exhaustion won. We stripped to boxers, the cool sheets a mercy against the desert heat seeping through the vents. I lay rigid, staring at the ceiling fan's lazy whirl. The faint scent of his cologne, cedar and citrus, mixing with the stale smoke from the casino clinging to our hair. His sigh cut the silence, deep and ragged, like wind through empty cornfields back home. Alex, he murmured, voice thick, turning toward me. The mattress dipped, his warmth inches away. I held my breath, the room's AC whispering secrets. You ever feel like you're faking it? All of it? My pulse thundered in my ears. The city below thrummed, distant whoops from party buses. The low roar of traffic like a beast never sated. I shifted, our eyes locking in the half-light from the Strip's glow. His face was close, jaw clenched, the vulnerability raw, uncharted. Every damn day, I whispered, throat tight, the beat heavy as lead. Then his hand found my cheek, thumb tracing the stubble I'd skipped shaving that morning, calluses rough from gripping briefcases and barbells. It wasn't fireworks, it was a slow burn. His mouth brushed mine, tasting of Jack Daniels and fear. I froze, then melted, fingers threading into his short-cropped hair, pulling him closer. The kiss deepened, a gasp escaping him, mine or his. I couldn't tell, as shirts hit the floor with soft thuds. Skin on skin, the friction electric, his body solid and unyielding, heart pounding against my ribs like a confession. Whispers tangled with moans, the headboard tapping rhythmically against the wall. Sheets twisting like vines. His touch explored, tentative maps over scars and freckles. Breaths hitching in the quiet. Sweat beaded on his brow. The salt tang sharp on my tongue. A siren wailed. But in here, it was just us, unraveling, rebuilding. Dawn crept in, unforgiving. He bolted upright first, sheets pooling at his waist, eyes wide like he'd surfaced from a drowning. Shit. Alex. What the hell did we? His voice cracked, hands raking through his hair, knuckles white. The room smelled of us now. Musk and regret. The empty bottle on the nightstand glinting accusingly. I sat up slow, chest aching, the cool air raising goosebumps on my arms. Jordan. Look at me. He did. Finally. Blue eyes stormy, torn between the man he'd been and the one staring back from the mirror across the room. I'm not. I've never. A shaky laugh. Bitter. Straight guys don't wake up like this. Tangled in. You. His gaze dropped to our legs still entwined. A flush creeping up his neck. The vulnerability hit me like a gut punch, the golden boy. Cracked open. Raw edges bleeding. I reached for his hand. Calluses against my palm. The simple contact grounding. It doesn't have to change everything. Maybe it does. My voice steadied, though my insides churned. The fountain below erupted in synchronized sprays, water arcing like tears held back too long. We talked then? Words spilling like the bourbon we'd spilled hours before. His exes. The pressure from his firm. The family expectations, Catholic roots in Peoria. Where love was a checklist, not a wildfire. I thought I had it figured, he admitted. Voice low. Tumchirkling min absent min deadly. But last night, with you, it felt real. Like breathing after holding it forever. The bachelor brunch loomed. His sister texting frantic emojis. But we lingered. Coffee brewing bitter in the Keurig. Steam curling like ghosts. Tea-based. Bare feet padding on the plush carpet. Pausing to lean against the window. Vegas sprawling below. A glittering lie of reinvention. What if this ruins us? He asked. Back to me. Shoulders tense. The doubt hung, thick as the heat rising off the asphalt far below. I crossed to him, hands on his waist, chin hooking over his shoulder. The city smelled of promise and exhaust, faint through the glass. Or what if it saves us? My breath ghosted his ear, eliciting a shiver. Turned, slow, cupping my face again, this time sure. The kiss was softer, laced with morning light, exploratory, like testing the weight of a new truth. His sigh melted into mine, hands roaming freer, tracing the tattoo on my side. A compass rose, pointing nowhere but forward. We showered together, water cascading hot and forgiving, soap suds sliding down planes of muscle we'd mapped in the dark. Laughter bubbled up, nervous at first, then genuine, him soaping my back, fingers lingering, me stealing a kiss under the spray. Dressed in yesterday's clothes, wrinkled but wearable, we stepped into the elevator, his hand brushing mine, a secret spark. The doors dinged open to the lobby's bustle, slot machines dinging, tourists chattering in Midwestern drawls, and for a heartbeat, panic flickered in his eyes. But he squeezed my fingers, defiant. Chicago's only a flight away, he murmured as we parted for the brunch. His sister's squeal pulling him toward the limo. We'll figure it. I watched him go, the desert sun warming my skin, heart full and fractured. Vegas was a reset button, or so they say, sins swallowed by the sands. But as I boarded my flight home that evening, Jordan's text lit my screen, nothing's the same. But damn if it isn't better. Dinner when I land? A grin cracked my face. The cabin pressure easing like a weight lifted. Back in Brooklyn, the skyline jagged against twilight, I sketched him, not the lawyer in pinstripes, but the man in boxers, eyes alight with discovery. Weeks blurred into calls that stretched past midnight, his voice husky over the line, confessions whispered like prayers. He came out to his sister first, her hug fierce over FaceTime, then his folks, the silence on the call broken by his dad's gruff. Son, just be happy. The firm? The quiet talk with HR? A rainbow pin on his lanyard the next week. Our first real date was in the Windy City, deep dish pizza steaming on a corner booth. His knee pressed to mine under the table. No pretenses. Rain pattered the windows, the scent of garlic and yeast wrapping us like a blanket. I was straight, he said later, walking me to my hotel, hands in pockets, streetlights haloing his hair. Until this. He pulled me close, kiss deepening amid the drizzle, horns blaring distant approval. Nothing was the same, and everything was more. In the quiet moments, his head on my chest during movie nights, my fingers in his hair, we built something unbreakable. Not a Vegas fling, but a foundation, cracked but true. It turns out, doesn't care for labels, it just demands you show up, bare and breathing, and in each other's arms, under Midwestern stars or Brooklyn haze. We did. Finally. Holy.